So, Annie, bonjour, welcome, hello. It's really nice to see you all here today. Welcome to our early summer CSC keynote presentation, Integrating Indigenous Ways of Knowing, Doing, and Being in the College Sector. I know many of you, but for those that I don't know or who don't know me, my name is Barb Glass. I'm the Executive Director of the College Sector Committee for Adult Upgrading, and we're hosting today's session. We're welcoming also our colleagues from, of course, our academic upgrading programs across the province, but also from our employment services programs within the colleges and from our 5 literacy and basic skills e-channel programs. I'm located just outside of North Bay, which is situated in the traditional Anishinaabe territory on lands occupied by the peoples of the Nipissing and Dokis First Nations, whose Aboriginal and treaty rights are recognized by the Robinson-Huron Treaty of 1850 and affirmed by Section 35(1) of the Constitution Act of Canada, 1982. I know that we are coming together from all over the province today, and it's great to see so many people from far and wide online today. I'll just start by providing you with a quick introduction to our presenter, and I just see a few more people have joined, so that's wonderful. I will say that my internet connection is a little bit unstable today and many days coming to you from Northern Ontario. If I happen to drop off, I've of course, made Dr. Pam a co-host, and Robin McKenzie, our Director of Communications, is a co-host as well. So if I disappear, I'll try to get back on as quickly as possible with my with an alternate connection. So Dr. Pamela Rose Toulouse is a visiting scholar in the Faculty of Education at York University. She is a proud Anishinaabe Kwe and member of Sagamok First Nation in Northern Ontario. Dr. Pam, as she is more fondly known, and we've been corresponding with you as Dr. Pam, is the recipient of a number of awards, quite a few, including the Ontario Undergraduate Student Alliance Teaching Excellence Award in 2021, Inspiring Indigenous Women of Northeastern Ontario Award in 2019, the 3M National Teaching Excellence Fellow Award in 2015, Laurentian University Full-Time Faculty Teaching Excellence Award in 2014, and the Laurentian University Professional Schools Teaching Excellence Award in 2013. Dr. Pam is the author, researcher, and developer of over 55 resources in Indigenous education, books, chapters, articles, curricula, webinars, and other things. Dr. Pam has almost 30 years of experience, more than 30 years of experience across the education continuum from K-12, post-secondary, and administration. So now that you've heard a little bit about Dr. Pam, I can imagine that you're quite interested to hear from her today. So without further ado, I will turn things over to you, Dr. Pam.
All right, my beautiful friends. Oh my goodness. Honey and Bojo on this wonderful afternoon. Oh, Chigamewin, which in my language is big rain here in Niswakamuk, which is Sudbury. Now listen, I was busy, okay? I gotta tell you, thank goodness we're running a little bit late today, because I recognize some gorgeous people here and I was messaging some of them, okay? Number one, I was again messaging the wonderful Brady, okay? Brady Granger, all right? Now I'm like, I'm declaring it that you and I were talking back and forth. And again, very wonderful to see another relation here today. All right, now, you might be thinking, beautiful people, oh, I get to hang out. I get to listen. Right? No. For people that know me, that is not my style. So my beautiful friends, here is what we are going to be doing. You got to make a choice, okay? Again, you got to make a choice, but you got 3 choices, okay? These are your 3. You can go old school, use paper and pen or eyeliner, or I don't know what you got going on today, a straw, I don't know. Okay, you go old school and use the entire surface of your paper, or you can go new school. Okay, use a notes feature. Yes, there are my beautiful fur babies, okay, my fur babies. Yeah, okay, you can open up a Word document, draw notes, whatever. There's no wrong way to do this. Or the third choice is you sit back, you commit it all to memory. Okay, all to memory. All right, so my beautiful friends, I'm actually going to put two things in the chat for you, all right? Now you're probably wondering, what things can you actually put in the chat for me today that's going to help me? All right, let me tell you what I'm going to put in the chat. I'm actually going to put in a version of my presentation for today. So I don't want you to be scrambling around. Oh my goodness, what was that idea? I had a question about that. Don't even worry about it, okay? You're going to have the presentation in two versions, PowerPoint, but also, my friends, PDF, okay? Because if you got one of those funky laptops or tablets, you know, or desktops, you know, that are not able to open up PowerPoint, you got a PDF, all right? It's quite universal. Now, beautiful friends, all right? So they're in the chat right now. But listen, you need to get your beautiful paper ready, okay? Your paper, right? So remember, old school or new school. Old school is paper and pen, new school, use your device, pull up a notes program or something, okay? Now, beautiful friends, you're probably wondering, my gorgeous friends, well, what is she going to have us do? So using, again, your wonderful paper and pen or whatever it is that you have in front of you, my wonderful friends, here is what we are going to be doing. Now, we are all part of it, all of us. We are all part of the sacred circle. So I want you to draw a circle, beautiful friends, okay? I'd like you to draw a circle. So that's the first thing that you're going to do, all right? Very simple, okay? Very simple. Now, once you've drawn that circle, and I'll show you again, my wonderful friends, okay? I will show you again, okay? Now we've got some wonderful person here that is actually, again, let me just go. I'm going to cancel this one. That is actually showing, all right, let me see. Let me just go here. I'm just going to cancel this one right here. So what's going to happen, my beautiful friends, all right, is I'm going to go and open it up again. You see it there, okay? There's the circle. The next thing I'd like you to do, there's no wrong way to do this, okay? You're going to divide it into 4 sections. So it can be sections like this, okay? That's one option, all right? There's no wrong way to do it, all right? Or you might be like, oh, Pam, I got some really creative juices going today. And here's my 4 sections. I don't know what you're going to be doing, beautiful friends. But again, take a look, okay? Take a look. So what you're going to do is you're going to do your circle. And again, just put 4 sections. All right. Now, here's what we're going to do. Now that you got that down, all right. So everybody's got it done. Circle, 4 sections, the sacred circle. All right. So my beautiful friends, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prompt you as we go along, all right? I'm going to prompt you because this is part of it, okay? This is all a part of the workshop. Now, here's what we're going to do, wonderful friends. So I've got it right in front of you. All right, so here is again my sacred circle. You're going to pick just one, okay? Just one. Okay, you're going to pick just one of your sections. But here's what you're going to do. You're going to write your name, okay? Any section at all. I'm going to take this one here. You're going to write the name that you would like to be called by. All right, and I like to be called by Pam. Okay, so staying in that one section, the name that you like to be called by. Okay, that's important that you be addressed by. Now, once you got your name in that one section, and I'm going to pull it up again. Okay, pull it up again for the last time, and then I will just prompt you. All right, you're also, again, going to put, all right, you're going to put, my beautiful friends, also, again, like a particular strength that you have or gift. All right, so some of the easiest ways to do it is to do this, to look at the first letter of your name. So mine is Pam. So I look at P and I think about, listen, are there words that begin with P that describe me or that are affiliated with me? Well, listen, let me do this. Let me write the word, okay? Positive, all right? I might even put the word perky. I might put the words pops, okay? I don't know, all right? But you're going to pick a gift that you exemplify, okay? So a strength, all right? Or else something associated with you, all right? And this is not work related. You're probably like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to put the role that I'm in? Let's not even worry about that right now. We know that you're brilliant. You come here with a wealth of experience, but right now your name and the strength that you possess, all right? Now, you're going to hold on to that. You're going to hold on to that, my wonderful friends, because now that you have got that there, all right, we are going to be doing a couple of things with that, okay? So you've got your strength. Now, I want you to also record there, my beautiful friends, all right? An activity. So in that section, you can write or draw an activity that you love to do. All right. So let me do mine. So I'm going to put my activity that I love to do. And here it is here. This is supposed to be a boat. A chiman. Okay. A chiman. All right. So that's supposed to be a boat. So in that one, I've got my name, a gift I possessed, and something that I love to do, okay? Something I love to do. Now, in that same section, you can write or draw, and it won't take long, my friends, okay? It won't take long. A food that you cannot live without, all right? Now, I'm not very good at drawing it, so I'm just going to, again, write it here, okay? So again, I'm going to write it here. And this would be truffle fries. All right, truffle fries. So in that one section, you've got your name. My name is Pam. And you, again, to put, a strength or else, a gift that's associated with you. And I said, one of the easiest ways to do it is just to go with the first letter of your name. So I said, Pam, my gift is positivity. An activity that I love is to be on the water in my chiman, in a boat. And I cannot live without truffle fries. All right, beautiful friends, this will all make sense. Now, beautiful friends, you're going to be going, all right, to another wonderful section, okay? Another wonderful section. So I want you to pick another space, my friends, another space on your sacred circle, all right? On your sacred circle. So, beautiful friends, this is the session that you signed up for, my friends, and it is interactive. And this is all around, again, built around some calls to action from the TRC. We're going to be talking about contributions, treaties, residential schools, and sacred circle teachings, but specifically, again, ones, okay, resources and strategies that can be, again, integrated respectfully in adult ed settings. So you will come out of here today with a renewed sense of community and a commitment to furthering equity and inclusion, my beautiful friends. Okay, so that is, again, a pretty good goal for today. Okay, it's a pretty good goal for today. So at your section, beautiful friends, follow along. Okay, so follow along. Now, one of the things, all right, that's really important to know, about, again, your sector and about, again, our wonderful journeys in education is that, listen, each one of us, each one of you out there are multitaskers. Honestly, how many hats have you already worn today? Okay. So I want you to feel free to click on a link during this talk and explore. So again, take a look, my friends. All right. So I've given you a couple. All right. So again, click on those links. And remember, folks, I have put 2 versions of this presentation in the chat. Again, PowerPoint and PDF. So there's information here, okay, on Indigenous colleges and institutes. There's information on the contributions of the 500 plus nations on Turtle Island. Not only that, there is also information on treaties, okay? So some of the wise practices on residential schools and the sacred circle, all right? So what I want you to do, okay, in a new section, all right, in a new section of your beautiful sacred circle, all right? So let me say I'm going to pick this top one, all right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to put down this. It could be a number 1 or whatever, all right? But what I'm going to do is I'm actually, okay, going to make a decision with one of my many hats on, okay? One of the sites that I would like to check out, okay? So let me give you an example. Maybe you're like, well, I don't know this site, but I know the topic area I would like to go to. All right. I know the topic area. So what you can do, my beautiful friends, is again, in that beautiful, again, topic area, okay, topic area, what you can do, my beautiful friends, is put a descriptor of that website. So you might put down contributions to the world, maybe residential schools, maybe treaties, I don't know. But again, what you're going to do is you're just going to record that, right? You're just going to go, well, I'm actually going to go and check out the information on treaties. Okay, now you can write or draw this, all right, but save some room. I'm just a very big writer. And what you're going to do is you're going to be like, listen, that's what I would really like to check out. And it's a good reminder. Okay, again, it is just a good reminder for you. Now, beautiful friends, as multitaskers, you've worn, I can guarantee already at 2:18 in the afternoon, at least 15 hats. You have been an educator, you have been a facilitator, you have been a technological innovator, okay? Maybe you've been a partner, a friend, a coworker, all right? A listener, you know, occupying, you know, again, other roles and hats. So again, please feel free to check out those sites. But at number one, so again, staying again at that section, okay, staying at that section of that beautiful area, okay? So at this beautiful area. So this area here, okay, the website that you're going to investigate now or later, you know, what you're going to do is you're going to record 2 pieces of information in there. Again, that you're like, you know what, this is an amazing site. Okay, it's an amazing site. And here is why. Here's how it can apply to me. Okay, so again, that's this section here that's just devoted to the online resources. So that's what that is for. This one was for the personal information only. All right, beautiful friends. Now, I've got a couple of things for you, okay? So we're going to, again, go find a new section on our sacred circle. Okay, so any section at all. So I'm actually going to go to this section here. All right, you're going to keep that blank for now. And I'm going to prompt you to record a couple of things in there. Now, you might be wondering, what kind of things are you going to prompt us to record? So what you're going to record, my beautiful friends, either with symbols, you can use words or phrases or questions, or key takeaways. You're going to record something that stands out to you in these next couple of slides, which are also called a mini lesson. Okay, so it's a mini lesson. So what's really important to know, my friends, is that in our work, okay, that in our work, again, in adult education and in the college sector, and working with, you know, our communities, and especially with equity deserving communities, it's important to know, my friends, that this picture speaks 1,000,000 times 1,000,000,000 times 1,000,000,000 words. All right. So what it means is that, again, this, you know, that whole image of justice, right? So when we think about, again, like, you know, infusing Indigenous content and truth and reconciliation and calls to action, and the work that we do with equity deserving groups, my friends, it is important to know that protecting or not questioning privilege, power, and nationalism cannot lead to justice ever. So take a look, this beautiful picture of justice, right? So again, if we don't, again, take a look at how we're protecting it, policies, programs, people, gatekeepers, all right, then what you need to know is that justice cannot be possible, all right? So reconciliation is not possible without a fulsome understanding of who am I, right? But not only that, my beautiful friends, okay, not only that, it's not only who am I, but ask yourself, beautiful friends, as well, in your roles as educators, administrators, two-legged, the human beings, right? We need to ask ourselves, who am I? What is the land of my ancestors? What lands did they walk upon? Not only that, and you might be thinking, why am I asking these questions? I came here to learn about reconciliation. This is reconciliation. So part of that, the who am I, right, is also, again, knowing, again, the stories of our people, not just the lands that your people have walked on, but their stories of fear, hope, trauma, anger, and joy, right? To embrace all of it because it is your story as well. But not only that, right? A big part of reconciliation, my beautiful friends, right, is again, understanding who we are, what our backgrounds are, how it is that we actually have privilege and power, right? And how it is, again, that we can also decolonize our practices. But knowing who we are is the first step. The second part of that, my friends, is looking at ourselves, right? Looking at ourselves, putting the mirror back and saying, what type of ancestor do I want to become? And what type of ancestor do the next 7 generations deserve? Okay, very, very hardcore questions that are absolutely essential to the calls for action. And in fact, my beautiful friends, these are the types of questions thinking about the next 7 generations ahead and knowing who we are, which is foundational, again, to First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples, right? Knowing who we are, right? So important. Not only that, thinking about the next 7 generations. So that is our philosophy moving forward. So, beautiful friends, what I would like you to do is I'd like you to take a look, okay? Take a look at the beautiful sacred circle that you have going, okay? Beautiful sacred circle. And I'm going to share with you a resource, okay? I'm going to share with you a wonderful resource that comes directly from the ones that I have shared with you already. And the one thing that I really love about the resources that I'm going to share with you are all amazing practices, okay? So they are amazing practices for yourself, to be able to use, again, in your work. So here's some really cool things. I got to work with this wonderful organization called ONICA, which is, again, the Ontario Native Education Counseling Association. And again, First Nations, Métis, and Inuit education counselors in Ontario, many of them, again, belong to this organization. But listen, let me tell you what I love about this resource is that it has amazing post-secondary virtual tours that you can use, my beautiful friends, throughout colleges, universities, and Indigenous institutes. But not only that, my friends, okay? You can also, again, go and check out some of the secondary to post-secondary wise practices, okay? So some of the things that are really important in making those good transitions and, again, supporting our adult learners, all right? Not only that, there's amazing resources post-secondary to post-secondary, okay? But not only that, school to work, post-secondary to home, how to, again, go from remote to urban communities and so on. So you need to check out that wonderful site. It also has their resources, my beautiful friends, okay? Their resources are in multiple languages: English, French, Anishinaabe, Oji Cree, and I do believe that there's also, again, translations in Cree. So that's one resource that can be very helpful. And I want to show you another one that's open access and free, my friends. All right. And this beautiful one, my beautiful friends, is this. So in your work and when you're doing any type of planning, you need to check this out, my friends. All right. Keoki and Porterfield, these wonderful, again, scholars, allies, accomplices, co-conspirators with Indigenous peoples, created research, collaborated, and created this beautiful resource called Indigenous Contributions to the World. Now, listen, if you're wondering about some of the things that you get to enjoy every day, let me give you an example. Roads, okay? Roads, my friends. You can go to this beautiful site, okay, this beautiful book, and what it will do is that it will give you, all of these amazing entries, the time period, which Indigenous nation created it, and a description of it, okay? So another amazing resource. Now, the other resource I'm going to share with you, again, before we move on, is this resource that is brilliant, all right? That is brilliant. And this resource is, again, that's right in the PDF and PowerPoint, my friends, is called It's Our Time, the Education Toolkit. So again, if you're looking for resources, again, lessons, you know, again, to support your adult learners, there are so many cool things in here that are again, amazing. Again, that are all, again, written in plain talk with activities and lesson plans, right from pre-contact through to treaties, how to talk about the Indian Act, timelines and maps of, again, Indigenous peoples in Canada, and it goes on and on. So my beautiful friends, those resources are right, you know, in the first, again, you know, 2 pages of the PowerPoint or PDF that you have, okay? So you need to check them out. But not only that, when working with adult learners, I love social media, period, okay? Now you might be thinking, where is the value in social media? What can Instagram actually do for us? Well, let me tell you, Instagram can do many things as part of being a minds on or else a prompt for thinking differently. So I'm going to share one with you right now. And we're still recording our takeaways in that new section on the sacred circle. All right. So let me show you right now. One of my most favorite innovators, okay, and I mean innovators on TikTok, and there are many, is the notorious Cree, James Jones. So if you want to start, again, integrating Indigenous content, again, in a way that is respectful, that is also, again, reflecting the world of our adult learners, here is, again, you know, a wonderful influencer on TikTok that can teach us about the Indian Act. And I will play it twice. All right, my gorgeous friends. So just to recap again, beautiful friends, this is where we are. We did that first beautiful section with personal information. The second section was you selecting either a website or else a subject area from the list of resources at the PDF or PowerPoint of, listen, here are sites I'm going to explore as part of my work and the multiple hats that I wear at my, again, place of, again, practice. And in this section, we were recording the questions, the symbols, the phrases, the key words, or else the things that we are taking away so far. Now, beautiful friends, all right, beautiful friends. What I want you to know is that when I had talked about, again, knowing who we are, so I'm going to let you know who I am, but in my language, all right, in my language. So, Ani and Bojo, wase ekawabik kwen dijnakos ginoje dodum segmak nishnabek donjaba gitchenendum. Now, what I said in my language is that, you know, my name is She That Looks Ahead. It's a name that my aunties gave to me decades ago. Not only that, Ginoja, that is my totem or else my clan. It is a pike. It's an actual fish. And we are the original teachers, philosophers, and mediators in the Anishinaabe Nation. Not only that, Segmuk Nishnabek Donjaba, or else where I put my head down to sleep. My home community is Sagamuk, right? Sagamuk, here in Northern Ontario. Not only that, Gitchenendum, I'm very happy to be here. And right now I come to you from my own territory, Rumson Huron Treaty. But not only that, wonderful friends, I also again come to you again from Niswakamuk, known as Greater Sudbury, but the traditional name is Niswakamuk. It basically means, you know, where the place where, again, you know, 3 nations came together, right? Or 3 groups came together. So, beautiful friends, here's what we're going to do. You got your beautiful sacred circle in front of you. what we're going to do with that beautiful sacred circle, okay? Again, with that beautiful sacred circle is this. We're going to share or not, all right, in very short breakout rooms, okay? Now, these breakout rooms are not long, my friends. So you got about a minute to share, okay? And then after that, you can be like, yes, you know, I shared my thing, you know, got to share again with the gifts I'm known for, my favorite food, whatever it may be, my friends, my favorite activity or my takeaway so far, or the website I'm going to investigate or the topic. And then we can move on with the next beautiful person in your group. So I'm going to open up that room, then we're going to come back and I'm going to talk about the pedagogy. Are you spiritual, friends? Physical, mental, emotional, intellectual? Go to the rooms. We're going to share now. All right, head on over. It's okay. You can go 7 minutes. You can do it, beautiful friends. I swear. Okay, go on over. Visit some friends. Say, Anishna, what's going on? So head on over, wonderful friends, to your rooms. 7 minutes. 7 minutes. You can do it, wonderful friends. You can do it. So again, go join your rooms. We still got a couple of folks. We got your buddies waiting there for you. They're like, where's my beautiful friend? And I'm going to stop my own video now. So again, head on over. You got beautiful friends that are waiting for you. They're wondering, where are you? What's going on? I have so much to learn from this beautiful person. Head on over. Head on over.
So a lot of the clients here are doing their grade 12 equivalence week. So yeah, I've been working with them. It's going really well. I have a background in criminology.
My beautiful friend, you may share some wonderful genetic sequencing, but my friend, you are still your own being. Now, beautiful friends, mute yourselves, all right? All right, so mute yourselves. Take a look and mute yourselves. Now, I'm going to show you where we're going to go, my beautiful friends, okay? So on our whiteboard, we're going to go to our last section. So on your sacred circle, my friends, we are going to this section, okay? So, you know, that first section was who we are, right? And it was a word to describe the gift that we possess or the strength, of food we cannot live without, and an activity that we enjoy. The second one that we had done the activity was actually looking at, listen, there are some amazing, again, websites and resources. So what you did is you selected one, or else like, you know, a topic that you're going to further investigate, or maybe you had the chance to, and you recorded 1 or 2 things that you learned from that site. This section here was a couple of mini lessons, and you recorded, again, an insight, a teaching, a phrase, a symbol, a word, a question, or a takeaway. All right. And now we're here. We are at the final section of the sacred circle, and you are all part of the sacred circle. You have to be. All right. We're human beings, the 2-leggeds. We are all connected. Now, beautiful friends. So going to that final section, okay? Again, you're going to record or draw, okay? Record or draw. All right, beautiful friends. You're going to record or draw, again, particular takeaways, okay? That really, again, stand out to you. So again, when it comes, again, to your sector, right? So again, this beautiful, again, sector, And especially when I think about the work, again, like, you know, that the CSC is doing, all right? So again, as part of, again, like, you know, your work, you know, in Ontario's 24 public colleges, you know what, you are providing leadership today. So my beautiful friends, you are leaders. And how do you do that, right? Not only through your work and your advocacy and your support of all learners, again, but especially learners from equity deserving groups, my friends, all right? But also your work can also line up with the calls for action. Now, here are 4 distinct calls for action from the TRC that actually do align with the work that you are currently involved in. So take a look, okay, my beautiful friends here, right? And especially, my friends, I look at, and again, number 23, we call upon all levels of government, especially public and private, again, institutions, publicly funded, to increase the number of Indigenous professionals working in the healthcare field. But not only that, number 7, my friends, you folks are living this right now, okay? You are bridging that gap, okay, through your work. And that is how you are, again, providing that leadership. Not only that, here are the other 3 calls for action, my friends, that as well, okay, that really do, my friends, again, reflect the work that you are, again, involved in. All right. So again, the institutions and the organizations that you represent, right? What I love about this, what I love about it, right, is that, again, you know, by taking training like this, is that you start to, again, have, again, that information and the resources and ways, my friends, to include treaties and residential schools. And again, our history, our story, in such a good way. Not only that, through your work, you also, again, work towards ensuring that Indigenous peoples have equitable access to jobs, training, and educational opportunities. All right. So this is the last part of the sacred circle. All right. Now, I want you to think about if you, again, teach courses, okay, online or, again, in virtual environments, or if you do workshops, or if you host meetings, my friends. If you are using an approach that is the sacred circle, okay, some people know it as the medicine wheel, that, you know, we do these things and we think about it, okay, from this perspective. Are we, again, planning and implementing our courses, classes, online or face-to-face, or our meetings or workshops in a way that honors the whole individual? So do we honor, again, you know, the individual physically, emotionally, intellectually, and spiritually? So again, recording, again, the things that you are learning in that final part of your own sacred circle. So what does the physical actually mean, my friends, right? So when I think about the physical, I think about the activities, okay, the strategies and how space is arranged when learning happens. Do you, my friends, use interactive and collaborative activities, all right? So again, is there a variety of activities that are interactive? Not only that, is there visual and hands-on activities, right? So in other words, you know, do you also have, like, you know, a series of mini lessons, you know, where it is like, you know, you have content, you have, again, skills, you have things that you're trying to teach, but also, again, the learner has an activity to follow up with what it is that you're teaching, or it is done at the same time. If I go to the emotional, okay, my friends, the emotional is important because listen, how do you, okay, in your learning or work spaces, how do you build community? How do you share, laugh, talk, and think critically with your, again, adult learners, with your coworkers? So again, do you have humor and humility? Okay, so take a look. Humility is really, again, it's about sharing who you are beyond the job. And that's why we did the activity in the sacred circle, you know, especially when you're working with, again, Indigenous learners, right? And again, trying to, again, honor that, honor, again, Indigenous peoples. We want to know who you are, not just what you do. Who you are, again, is that safe entry point. Listen, you got storytelling and group talk, okay, embedded in your courses, classes, teaching repertoire, workshops, or meetings. And group talk is really about these things. Do you have debates, retelling exercises, discussions, interviews, jigsaw, lit circles, all of these amazing ways, again, to communicate. Do you also have critical thinking? And listen, my friends, critical literacy and being able to see multiple points of view is the new common sense that is so needed today. Not only that, friends, you know, is there opportunities to reflect? Is there opportunities for the adult learners to differentiate how it is that they know what they know? So, a lot of our, again, learning situations really focus in on Q&A, exams and quizzes, right? A lot of the times. But are there other ways to show what I learn, in a summative way? So, formative is like what's happening during the course, but like, so to show the final, this is what I know, and I'm going to show you what I know. Can we use models? Can we use case analysis? Can we use iMovies, right? Can we use the creation of a model online or real? There are so many other ways, my beautiful friends. Now, we're going to keep going with this. The intellectual, okay? So the intellectual is all about the content, right? So think about your course outcomes or your workshop goal or your meeting goal, whatever it is, right? But listen, how is your, again, time organized? But not only that, right? So how do you organize your lab, your shop, your field trip, your simulation? And how does it impact student learning, right? So the first introduction to you is often your course outline. So again, to me, the course outline is my contract with my learners, right? So again, we use our templates, from our institutions, but think of each class as a meeting, right? A meeting of the good minds, of the great minds. So what it is that the course outline helps us to see how we can scaffold the learning, right? So again, it helps us to see that from beginning to end, right? And to see how our, again, outcomes are being met. Not only that, it gives us the chance to select resources that are current and low cost, and gives us a chance to think outside of the box with our resources. What about including a podcast? What about doing a critical analysis of Instagram influencers, okay? No matter what field you come from. Not only that, the mini lessons, right? The mini lessons. Do you have a clear learning outcome? Do you have visual components? Is there an exemplar to show the learners, listen, here is the potential for the final product, all right? Now, nobody don't get mad at me. This is a snowflake, all right? I should have put a big raindrop for today. Now, not only that, right? Do you have follow-up to your mini lessons, right? Mini lessons, activity to consolidate what they're learning. Procedures and routines, okay? Consistent and engaging. So what do I mean by that, right? So people should be pumped. They should be pumped about coming to beautiful Stephanie Corbo, my beautiful friend, who, again, and colleague, who I actually taught a number of years ago, who is brilliant. Don't you forget this person. Just like beautiful, again, my beautiful friend, Brady. If you want to ensure, my friends, right? If you want to ensure, that you have those wonderful connections, right? You want to make sure, my beautiful friends, that you definitely, right, have procedures and routines that are known. How do I know that I'm in Corbo's, again, class, right? Because there's, again, safe space and routines that tell me that I'm in a safe space, right? Brady's, right? So when I'm in Brady's class, what are the routines and procedures there that are, again, the Brady safe space, right? So my friends, these are critical to know and to embody. Now at that same zone, right? Same zone, okay, the final zone. Not only that, your assessment, right? Assessment before, during, and after any activities or lessons you do, right? They need to be varied, but there also has to be descriptive and ongoing feedback. Now, I'm going to show you the spiritual. Don't be afraid. You're probably looking like, oh my goodness, is this going to again contradict or conflict with my organization's policies and programs? No, it won't. Okay, I swear it won't. And I'll show you why. I'm going to share the screen with you. This is why, beautiful friends. So when I think, my beautiful friends, okay, when I think of the spiritual, it's really this. How is it that in your courses, classes, programs, workshops, and meetings, right? How do you develop, right? How is it that you facilitate positive relationships and deeper connections with all living things? How do you do it, my friends? What is the larger picture for your course, your learners, and the program? Is there a truth and reconciliation strategic plan at your college, okay, or at your organization? Who are the contacts at the Indigenous Student Services Department? And does your particular unit or department have its own vision or plan for equity deserving, again, groups and learners, right? Not only that, if you are using, again, trying to integrate Indigenous resources and artifacts that are print, digital, video, audio, you know, again, they're manipulatives. What you need to do is make sure that they are authentic, right? You want to make sure that those resources are authentic, that you include site visits, virtual and real, right? That again, that are important to Indigenous peoples, and also include the more than human resources, okay? There are many, many, many. You also want to make sure that there's always those personal connections. So again, what are those connections, my friends? It's the people. It's the pedagogy. It's about teaching from a physical, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual lens. All right. It's about honoring the TRC, but it's also about using resources like the ones that I've provided in those 2 slides, right? By treaties, residential schools, by topic, that again, are wise practices. And I'm going to show you one more, okay, that honors, again, all communities as well and topics. If you go to the adult section, okay, of Good Minds, you can go and find a multitude of resources, my friends, on food, on business, biographies, land-based learning, politics, sports, you name it, okay? Under the adult section. The educator section, my friends, there's all kinds of guides for wonderful beings like yourself. Not only that, want to learn something in the languages? Take a beautiful look. So, beautiful friends, there are so many resources. But not only that, okay? And this is what I want to share with you that comes from that encyclopedia. And I am 3 minutes away from being done and having you put something in the chat. So you get that sacred circle ready. Oh, I know you got it ready there. It is colorful. It is brilliant. It is creative. All right. So again, one of those resources is actually an encyclopedia, right? And that encyclopedia has all of the contributions, not all of them, but quite a few contributions from the 500 nations plus on Turtle Island. That is North America, the Mesoamericas, and the Circum-Caribbean. Take a look, folks. Recognize any of these beautiful gifts to the world that we all continue to still enjoy that are Indigenous in origin, right? So take a look. Yes, basketball, thank goodness. Twist on jar lids. Yes, love it. Not only that, trousers. Yes, pants. Yes, thank you, my Inuit relations. Not only that, the other, again, you know, when we think about it, the 500 nations also gave these many things to the world. And those categories, Northeast, Northwest Coast, Plateau, Southeast, Southwest, my friends, all those are, as those are geo, again, areas. So again, just geographical areas that share similar flora and fauna, where again, Indigenous peoples continue again to live in their sacred territories, but learned how to harness the land in a respectful way, again, to live with the land. Take a look, live on potato chips, my friends. I still live on potato chips. So, beautiful friends, important. This started with the land acknowledgement, and it's important to do. You might be saying, oh, I'm so sick of these land acknowledgements. My goodness, how many more times do we have to say these land acknowledgements? Well, my friends, if I come to your home, I'm going to say, hey, Angela, miigwech for having me at your home. You know, I'm going to bring a gift for Angela and say, oh, miigwech for, you know, for having me over. So a land acknowledgement, my friends, right? This is not a trend. It's important to do. 100% of Canada is traditional territories of Indigenous peoples. There are over 500 nations on Turtle Island. So there are about 500 different land acknowledgements. Not only that, in Canada, 60 distinct Indigenous languages in Canada alone, and over 600 First Nations communities. The question we need to start asking ourselves is, knowing this, what does it compel me to do? Now, in the presentation, I also included, my friends, a timeline of residential schools. Again, National Day for Truth and Reconciliation on September 30th, all right, should be a time to reflect and to stop and to think together in a good way. Not only that, my friends, it's also a time to challenge myths, okay, to challenge myths. And some of those myths I'm going to put about treaties are right here. It's also one of the resources I'm, again, suggesting to take a look at. One of the biggest myths is that treaties were actually land sales. They're not. Treaties, again, you know, are best understood by reading the writing. They're not. Again, prior, again, you know, to European arrival, Indigenous nations did not have treaties. Not true. We had treaties between each other. Not only that, by entering into treaties, Indigenous peoples lost their sovereignty. Not true at all. The Royal Proclamation guarantees it. Treaties have no relevance today. They actually do. And this is really important to know, my friends, okay? That whole thing, again, about we are all treaty people is important because, again, the other part of it is that treaties, you know, benefit everyone. There's a myth that treaties only benefit Indigenous peoples, but if you take a look, my friend, at myth 6, again, the Royal Proclamation will actually showcase that, again, without treaties, right? If there were no treaties, then the majority, again, of Canadians would actually be, again, illegally occupying Canadian lands, right? Not Canadian lands, Indigenous lands. So that is why it is so important, my beautiful friends, okay? It is so important. So, beautiful friends, so why do we do, you know, this work, right? Why do we do this work? September 30th, important, include Indigenous, again, residential school resources, my friends, you know, and here is why, right? Here is why. We all know why. What type of world, you know, do we want to leave? Again, you know, it goes back to that initial question. For the people that we work with, the adult learners, but not only that, what type of a place and a space, you know, do we want to be proud of, right? So our work is really about ensuring that everybody has opportunities, that Indigenous peoples are honored in a good way. So, beautiful friends, what I would like you to do is look at the sacred circle. And what I would like you to do is to put one thing in the chat, one thing only that you're taking away from today before we close our time up. My beautiful friends, right? We started about 3 or 4 minutes late, okay? So we're gonna go till 3:03 unless you have a meeting. So beautiful friends, one thing in the chat. What are you taking away from today? And we are going to hear from two gorgeous peoples, okay? And that would be my wonderful co-hosts and hosts, all right? We're gonna hear from them what their takeaway is, all right? So go take a look, all right? What do you got? What did you learn? Okay, what did you learn? I learned nothing today. Impossible. Impossible. Our entire life is about learning. Okay, so take a look, wonderful friends. Go and take a look at the chat to see the brilliance, you know, of again, of your colleagues and peers. And while people are typing in the chat, I'm going to call upon some gorgeous friends as well, Robin McKenzie and Barb, to share what are your takeaways from today. Okay, what are your takeaways? Go check out the resources. Keep on writing, my friends, in the chat. What are you taking away? Okay, what's going to help you? Barb, what's your takeaway? And then
I can't compete with your energy level, but I feel it, and I think we all feel it, and we all appreciate it today. That's one of the takeaways. Another takeaway for me was partway through, I don't know, about 10 or 15 minutes ago on the land acknowledgement discussion, and you had at the bottom of the slide, what does it compel me to do? And I feel like that's such an important question because I don't know the answer yet. Like I'm working on the answer to that question. So that's one of my takeaways from today.
Miigwech, Knacker, Meek, Marcy, Nyawan, hi, my beautiful Barb. And that is 5 Indigenous languages and ways that we say thank you. We are going to go to the beautiful Robin, and then I'm going to close us off in a good way. Robin, what's shaking? What did you learn, my friend? Keep writing in the chat and check it out. Robin McKenzie, my co-host, where are you? How's this?
There we go. Having technical difficulties. For me, what I'm fascinated by is the treaties, and where I am is Algonquin territory, and it's a really complex issue, and I'm going to read up more on it because I'm fascinated.
Miigwech, beautiful Robin, and I would like to say Marcy, Nackermeek, hi, and Nyawa to all of you for being here today. So again, the question, what does it compel me to do? All right, you're already doing the work. If you find out who you are, okay, the lands of your ancestors, if you start to incorporate Indigenous content in a good way and have those relationships with the community, you are doing, again, that work, all right? So what does it compel me to do? It compels me to take one thing from here today and to actually apply it, all right? That's what it does. So my beautiful friends, what I would like to say to you is this: Bamampi, Ona. Bamampi is in my language though, my friends, okay? And it is a cool way to say see you later. Because in the Anishinaabe worldview, my friends, there is no word for goodbye, all right? Because if I don't see you in this world, I'll see you in the next, okay? Tells you a lot about our worldview. So, beautiful people, be well, have a great week. And I would ask that the beautiful Barb and Robin stay on for about 2 minutes afterwards. Have a good day. Be well. Take a look at the rest of it. Bye, beautiful Stephanie. You brilliant person, yo.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pam. Robin and I will stay on. Everyone else, we can give a virtual head nod, shake, thumbs up, yay to Dr. Pam for today and for her incredibly inspiring talk that she gave us. So many thanks for joining today. And many big thank you, Miigwech. And merci beaucoup.
Enjoy the rest of your day. All right, so we got some folks that are just again, let me take a look.